Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I have had a very good day so far. Words are so hard sometimes. Today, we are going to be back in the OHO Nether Outpost, and I want to tackle the portal room. And the portal room is going to be kind of special. I have an idea. It's going to be interesting. I think you guys are going to like it. It's going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the rest of the base, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. But before we do that, there's one thing I want to tackle. Someone pointed this out in the comments and said, hey, you know, the whole base is spawn-proof except for the table in here. And I just saw a zombie pigman walking around. So, yeah, good point. I totally spaced and forgot that this table is spawnable. So we're just going to cover the top of the table with some gray carpets. And actually, I happen to have exactly enough, so that worked out really well. But that'll keep mobs from being able to spawn on top of the table. So there we go. Now, portal room. This is going to be interesting. My plan is to have a room that's kind of similar to what we've got in the rest of the base for kind of this side of it, and then the portal, because we're going to add another portal in here. The portal's going to be kind of up into the wall, and I kind of want it to look like the portal is like breaking through the wall. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't know if I can really put it into words, but I think it'll make sense once you guys actually see it, and I think it's going to be really cool. First thing I need to do, though, is I need to dig out an area here for us to work with, and I need to kind of figure out how big I want this room to be. I think I want the portal room to be bigger than our storage room and then our war room. Also, a lot of you said that you really liked the minimalistic war room, the very clean kind of thing without all the extra stuff, so I think we're actually just going to leave it like this. I kind of like it. It's growing on me over time. And thank you for telling me this thing on the map that I was so confused about, that's Doc's farms. That totally makes sense. I was thinking most of his farms were underground, but come to think of it, he does have a couple that would be visible from the air. But anyway, I got some digging to do, so let me get that done. All right, guys, I am back. I've dug out this room. It's actually a couple hours later. I dug out the whole thing, and I put in the walls and the ceiling and decided, you know what, this isn't big enough, so that I had to tear it all down. And I dug it all back out again, and we've got a pretty big room here. So what I want to do is I want to get the floor in first, because otherwise, if I stand in one corner, we'll actually get zombie pigmen spawning in the other, which is not exactly ideal. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to have, let's see, this is our center point. Or, oh, that's gray concrete powder. That's not what I wanted. I want gray concrete. There we go. Here's what I'm thinking. We're going to have right here in the center, I'm just going to kind of mark this out. Let's see, where's our center point here? Right here. Yeah. Okay. So, we should have enough space here to make a big OHO in the floor, which I think will be really cool. Let's go like that. Maybe 3. Yeah, there we go. Something along these lines, I think. 3 over and like so, right? So we do something like this, and you'll be able to kind of see it in the floor there. And then we take black concrete and we surround the whole thing with that. Do we want it around like that? I don't think we do. I think, Yeah. Actually, it'll look fine once we do this. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we'll surround the whole thing with this black concrete to kind of emphasize those lines, which I think will be good. There we go. Something along those lines. And then right here, we'll surround it again. And the inside of this one. Right? So we'll have this giant OHO in the floor like that. And then... Oh, I was going to say, did I not bring any nether brick over here with me? I could have sworn I did. I'm slowly losing my mind. This is what happens when you grind away on a project for so long. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll take nether brick and fill in the rest of this going around, right? So something along these lines, I think. And we'll take a look at that and see what we think. Maybe we'll like it, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll want to do something else. I think the H. Yeah, I think I want to change this up a bit. Let me tear this down. Let me do a bit more work on this, and let me see what I can come up with. All right, guys, I am back. It's actually the next day, which means that this video is going to be out a bit later than normal, so I'm sorry for that. But this has taken me a lot longer than it looks like it should have when you see just the relatively small number of blocks that have been placed. I must have put something in here, torn it down, and started over at least a dozen times. It took me so long to come up with a design that I actually like, but I think this is the one. I'm actually happy with this one. I think it looks pretty good. We have an O, an H, and an O, but it doesn't, it's not super obvious when you first look at it. It just kind of looks like some sort of a design, but it's not until you look at it a little bit closer that you actually see the OHO, which I like. I think that's really good. So I'm happy with the floor design. We still need to sort out the ceiling, and we still need to sort out the actual portal area, which is going to go kind of over in here. Now, the portal, I want to have it kind of into the wall. I was also considering doing kind of like a Stargate sort of portal that would be like a platform with like a ring coming up around it, sort of like you would see in like the TV show Stargate. But I decided against that because it would cover up a lot of the floor design, and I want you to be able to see the floor design. So let's kind of start here and try and start sorting out a portal. Now, the other thing, too, is that mobs seem to spawn like crazy in this base. I don't know if there's just not any other spawnable areas within... There's a ghast up in my ceiling. Oh, well. I don't know if there's just not any other spawnable areas around here, but it seems like whenever I'm not... Whenever I'm, you know, far enough away that mobs would be able to spawn, they just spawn all the time. So I want to be kind of careful while I'm building this portal to make sure that, you know, we don't leave... I don't necessarily want to say any spawnable areas, but we avoid making spawnable areas as best we can. Let's kind of do something like this. Some sort of a shape kind of like that. As I said earlier in the episode, what I want to do is kind of make it so it looks like the portal is like in the wall and has kind of like broken through. I think if we can pull this off, it's going to be very cool. We're going to need a few different blocks here. We're going to need some concrete powder. We're going to need probably a little bit of nether brick, some of these other materials as well. I think we'll be okay. I think if we can pull this off, it'll be pretty cool. And we definitely need some sort of like a stair or slab or something along those lines so we can get up and down without having to jump. So let's see. Yeah, I do have slabs and stairs in here. Okay, good. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll do some stairs like that. We could potentially get rid of some of these pillars and things as well, or replace some of them, because the idea is the concrete powder would be like ruined towers, right? Like these, it would be like these, but they'd be kind of broken up a little bit. Maybe we do something like that, and then we turn that into concrete powder. Maybe we do something like this. We're trying to kind of add some variation to this area, to kind of give the illusion that stuff has been sort of broken up a little bit, right? Kind of, sort of like this, I guess? Maybe we could swap. In fact, we should probably leave these ones as glass. So let's maybe do something along those lines. Do I have any glass on me? I do, in my hotbar even. There we go. I think this needs to kind of come down like so. And maybe... Ooh, maybe we go like that. I really want this to be rounded right here. If we can pull that off. And I think we can. I think we can manage that. So we're going to have a portal that ends up being roughly 3 by 3, I think. Right? Something along these lines. Let's go actually grab the obsidian that we need. That's black concrete powder. That's not it either. There we go. I was going to say, I know I brought some obsidian with me. So I'm thinking like right about here is where the portal itself is going to go. Looking at that, I think I actually want it to be taller. So it'll be like 3 by 4. So let's pull that out. There we go. And we'll say obsidian like so. Yeah. Okay. And then back here, I think we're going to go with a mix of the gray. So maybe trying to kind of... Sure, something like that could work. Right? Just to kind of get some texture variation in there. We'll say this part here we can leave as nether brick. That is going to make this right here a spawnable area, but I think it's okay to have like a little bit of a spawnable area. Maybe here, here, and there. And then up here, maybe we go across. I kind of wish that that concrete powder could just like float. But it doesn't work like that. Let's say cyan terracotta, gray concrete powder on top of it. Yeah, that kind of blends. That might actually work really well. Just to give us a little bit of texture variation. I do wish this was more rounded, though. Because it's very straight right now, and I don't know that I necessarily like that. Maybe... Let's grab this. Maybe we do... Oop, that's concrete powder. Just kidding. I keep grabbing the wrong thing. Gray concrete powder. Cyan. Let's... Well, actually, let's eat this fish, because I'm hungry. There we go. And then gray concrete. Maybe we do something... Something kind of like that? With the cyan here? Maybe. That might be an option. We'll have to see. We can actually mix a few of these different textures, though. So let's not be afraid to do that in this little section. Up, there we go. How does that look? for a portal. That's not bad. I think I want this part here to be slabs instead. That seems good, I think. Maybe we put... I'm just trying to make this up, kind of as I go. Maybe we do something like that. Maybe we break these out, put a cyan there and a concrete powder there. And maybe down here, we start mixing in some of these other materials as well. And maybe, I can't reach that one. Maybe here, we do like a cyan. Something along those lines, I think, could potentially work. And then when we light that, I think it would look pretty good. Let's try it out. Let's see. If I light this, do I not have a flint and steel? I've got one right here. There we go. Let's light it. How does that look? It looks okay. And of course, we're yeah, look at that. I step away for, I get out of 16 blocks for mere seconds, and we're already getting mobs spawning right here. I feel like this portal needs to be bigger. I feel like the whole thing needs to be, like, maybe 5 by 5 even. Because right now it just feels too small. Let me do some more work on this and I'll see what I can come up with. Alright guys, I'm back, and this is a little bit more like what I was thinking. This, I think, looks pretty cool and pretty good. I'm liking it quite a lot. It kind of works. You know, we've got a lot of these kind of different textures and stuff, and it looks like it's kind of busted into the wall, I guess. So what I need to do now is the ceiling. I went ahead and I got the lighting in place, mostly so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing here when I'm tackling the ceiling. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to make circles. And we'll see if this will work. It may or it may not. I may need to change this a little bit, because the thing is... Like, we'll have... yeah, that might look cool, actually. I'm kind of looking at this and thinking, like, okay, these interconnected circles are going to look a little weird, but now that I'm kind of looking at it, I think it could work. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So we're basically... I went with kind of the same sort of chandelier design that we've been using, right? But then I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different in this room, because the room is so much bigger and wider than some of the other rooms in the outpost. So if we get these kind of circles in place with the nether brick... Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm liking it. I was a little worried that it was going to look kind of funky, you know, especially in these areas right here. But I'm actually liking it. It kind of creates sort of an interesting design, I guess would be the way to say it. Let's finish getting that one in. There we go. And then we got to knock out that slab that I placed down accidentally, and... Maybe I picked it up? I didn't hear the pickup noise, but whatever. Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. And then we'll take this line and bring it that way. And we'll take this line, and I think we're going to kind of do something like that. Kind of break the line over there. And then here, let's go like that, and there, and then on this side, we'll do the same. And it would be an option to do something like that as well. Is that worth it? I think it might be. I think I might like that. Let's get them all in place and see. Yeah, I think I do like that. So there we go. We've got kind of a ceiling design in here. We've got our portal design. And I think this all looks pretty good. It should all be lit up. The only spawnable areas in this room are right here. Also, I have a question for you guys. Can zombie pigmen spawn in fire? Because I keep getting zombie pigmen in here, and the only place I can think of that would be a spawnable area, short of up there, but they're almost never up there, they're almost always in this room, is right here. But this is on fire. Does the fire actually prevent zombie pigmen from spawning? I mean, I know they're immune to fire damage. Let me know. I'm not sure on that. I would think they couldn't spawn there, but I keep getting pigmen in the base. It's also possible that they're just wandering in from all the way over there, since they could walk through the lava. But I'm kind of surprised to see pigmen spawning in here. I don't know where they would be spawning, because everything's all covered in glass, which is a block that mobs can't spawn on. So, I don't know. Something's going on. But either way, this is what I call a portal room. I think it's looking good. So now, I do want to add some chests and things like that. Some of these kind of stockpile type things that we've created, like over at our docks and stuff like that. I'd kind of like to create a couple of them here as well. And I should probably make a few trap chests, just so we can do, you know, some stuff like that. Maybe up here we put down another one facing that way, or no, not that. That's too high. I think 3 high is about the limit of where we'd want to go. Anything beyond that's going to be too much. But just a couple little stockpiles, kind of in the corners. Maybe we create another one right here. Right? Kind of like that. Ooh, I don't know if these are spawnable. I know mobs can't spawn on chests. Can they spawn on note blocks? If I stand way over here, will we find out? Maybe? Maybe not? I don't see anything spawning. I mean, it is, I think, technically considered a redstone block? Like a redstone component, and mobs can't spawn on most redstone components, so I don't know. Are chests spawnable? Or not chests, note blocks. Are note blocks spawnable? Maybe they are. Let me know. Once again, I'm going to learn things about mob spawning mechanics from reading the comments of this video. Let's do a chest there. All right, we're just making a couple of these little stockpiles to make it kind of a little bit more kind of underground. Well, underground isn't really the right word. It'll be more, I don't know, more like military base, right? These are the stockpiles of different supplies and things like that. And we're not gonna, I think we're probably just gonna leave it at that. We'll have a couple in this corner and a couple in this corner, and then this room will be big and open. Because I do want people to be able to see the design in the floor if they ever come in here. But I think I like this room. I think this turned out really well. That portal is quite good. Now, obviously, we need the portal to actually go somewhere, so that'll be a project for the future. We're going to have like a little secret hidden jungle base, I think. Or think like for example, during World War II, in the Pacific, the Japanese had extensive networks of tunnels and things like that on a lot of the islands in the Pacific that they were fighting over, with a lot of secret entrances and places where they could like pop out and you know, basically defend the islands. I think it would be kind of cool to do something like that in the jungle. We'd have like little networks of tunnels and secret passageways and hidden entrances and stuff like that. And we'd basically have like a little network right under the NHO's nose. I think that could be kind of cool. And it would give us an opportunity to do some kind of sneaky redstone, you know, hidden doors, hidden staircases, things like that, which would be something mostly new for me because I haven't done a whole lot of that. Unfortunately, though, guys, I am very much out of time for this episode, and this episode is already coming out way later than I wanted to. Once again, very sorry for that, but don't worry, we'll be back on schedule tomorrow. So, my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links in the description below, so check those out as well. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.